students and colleagues. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from around the world. You're welcome to this day, this open day at PHU, where we're coming together to discuss the rudiments that will help enhance your studies here. My name is Felix Emeka Anyem. I'm an educational fellow at PHU. And also my colleague, Valeria and Zubeda, are joining me in this session. Thank you. So we would begin with, why do we use discussion forums at PHU? First, for interaction. You agree with me that interaction is essential to the success of every online learning. That's more like the building block, because the face-to-face interaction, physical interaction is not there. So students have to depend on these forums to communicate with one another. So it's more like a lifeline for successful online learning. So that makes the discussion forum very relevant and very effective in communicating students' interaction and collaboration, So that is one of the reasons why we use the discussion forum. The second reason is the instructors use it to understand how the students are able to comprehend things, how they're able to understand things, because that physical interaction is not there. So they depend on the forum to be able to assess the effectiveness of the learning activities among the students. And the third one is for the students, where they have a forum where they can collaboratively build knowledge, formulate questions, answer questions, thereby building one another's intellectual capability. This all happens in the discussion forum. That's why we take these aspects in the learning process in PHU serious, because we want students to interact. We want the instructors to understand how students comprehend the learning activities, the lecture materials, and the rest of them. And finally, we hope and aspire that the students will collaborate with one another to share knowledge, to learn new things, and if possible, generate novel ideas that will change the world. So our overall purpose is ensuring that students are thinking, learning, and understanding. That's the overall purpose for the discussion forum. Because these three things I've mentioned, thinking means stirring up ideas, learning, adding new things to yourself, and understanding, ability to communicate what you've learned. These three aspects, they are vital to us at PHU. And so we have carved out the discussion forum to help us achieve this. So what PHU expects in a discussion post. Now, this part is very, very critical. Very, very critical, because every discussion you post on the forum will be graded. So your success in this program starts here. So that's why you need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. You have to appreciate the fact that we grade your discussion forums in 4 key areas. The first one is your critical thinking. The second one is your collaboration and contribution. The third one is your organization. And the fourth one is your ability for appropriate and adequate referencing. So I'll take them one after the other. So for critical thinking, your tutor, had made a post through a learning resource, maybe in epidemiology or maybe in biostatistics, and say, oh, I think there are different types of study designs, but there are certain study designs, that are more appropriate for clinical trials, or there are certain study designs that are more appropriate for health studies, something like that. So by reading the learning resource, what study design do you think would be appropriate for this kind of study? So first, based on your discussion, based on your post in the forum, the first thing we will assess is your critical thinking on that question. So if what you had posted conveys significant depth of thought through reflection and new ideas supported by outside reading resources, you get 4 points. So in other words, reading your discussion, we are not expecting everything to come from you. We're expecting you to do some research. Apart from your idea about reading the learning resource, you've also looked at other resources to see what other people have said. Your ability to combine these different ideas from these different resources shows deep reflection in that question. And we're going to reward you for that. And how do we do so? You get 4 points. But if your contribution demonstrates some depth of thought and may not include new ideas or supporting references, you just wrote what you think the answer to that question would be, we would see if there is no deep insight to what you have posted. So you may likely get 3 points. The other one is very little original thoughts. So mostly summarizing, when you get to that point where you don't have much time, but you just want to write something. You just maybe put 2 lines or 3 lines or 4 lines, and that's it. And we can just tell, that what you have posted, there's just very little original thought in it. And you're going to get 2 points. And the final one, when we find no evidence of critical thinking, and in some cases, what you had posted is totally different from what your tutor asked, we would know automatically that you were not concentrating. So you get just 1 point. But if you make no post, you get no points. And that's where it's highlighted, no set. You get no point for no posting anything. So that's the first thing we assess. The second thing we assess is collaboration and contribution. This is very important. And I've been mentioning this over and over again. You get a point for interacting with one another. Isn't that interesting? Just by interacting with one another, sharing thoughts regarding the discussion, you are rewarded for that. So this should motivate you to collaborate with one another in the discussion forum. And these are the things we look out for. First, your active participation by responding to others' posts and contributing meaningfully, not to talk down on someone because you don't like their ideas. You're not going to get a mark for that. You have to contribute meaningfully. Your colleague has shared something and you like what they have shared. You want to add some other insight to what they have shared to enhance collaboration. Once we sense that your participation is active, you have done this for 2, 3 students, then we can tell that you are really active in collaborating. So you get 4 points. But in a case where you respond to others' posts but may not serve to promote further discussion, you just respond to the post of, thank you very much. You have actually made a very good contribution. And in some cases, after the thank you very much, you can now say other things that probably are related to what the person have posted, but it doesn't give room for progression of interaction. It just stops there. You get a 3 point. But the other one is superficial post with little engagement. Those sort of posts, you say, oh, thank you. Oh, I like your post. Very insightful. Those are superficial posts, so you get 2 points for that by telling your colleague, thank you for making a post, But the other one where you make no effort at all to respond to other posts or interact whatsoever, you get just a point. And the third one, organization. It takes time to actually read your discussions. So we really like when students organize their thoughts, because organizing your thoughts in the discussion forum helps other students to actually understand, comprehend, and appreciate what you have posted. And that will also enhance collaboration, because most times students not reacting to your post is simply because they are not clear on what you're trying to say. Your thoughts is just haphazard, not flowing in any particular order. So we reward flow and organization of thoughts. We reward those. So when we see that your post has some subheadings, they are orderly, they are well organized, and the idea is flowing orderly, there's a logical sequence we can sense in that idea, you get 4 points. But if it's not so well organized, meaning with subheadings, with appropriate paragraph, both you are making good logical sense, though your contribution is actually really good, but it's just that it was not well organized with subheadings, paragraph, and the rest, we may give you a 3 point. But when there's little evidence of structure, we've seen things like that. No evidence of structure whatsoever. It's not, what you're writing is not justified. Some words are on the left, some words are on the right. Everything is just scattered everywhere. Then when we can actually read, make a little sense of your work, but there's little evidence of structure, which makes it difficult to read, then you get 2 points. And finally, poorly written and totally disorganized. In the third one, we can actually at least comprehend what you're reading, but it's just no form of structure. But in the last one, you're reading the work and it's really not flowing. It just seems like you are just jumbling ideas and there's no flow of thoughts and it's not making much sense. Your work is just poorly written and disorganized, and you get just 1 point. And the final one is references. This is very important. All right. And interestingly, we have a video for referencing, and we're going to share that with you. Okay. But for this, for you to get 4 points, all references have to be properly done. At PHU, we accept two reference formats. Not that they are the best in the world, but every academic institution chooses a reference format that fits the vision and the purpose of research for that institution. And so for us, we have chosen APA and we have chosen Vancouver. So please keep your referencing format to these two. Don't be ambitious in this case. Don't say, oh, I'm used to Harvard. Why are they not using Harvard here? I want to just use Harvard. That's what I'm used to. Well, Harvard is good. But for us, it is APA and Vancouver we want. So if you don't know how to use these two, then you have ample time to learn them now, because that's what we are going to reward. So if you do this properly, all your citations are correct. So if you have like 10 references for a particular discussion and the 10 of them follow the format of either APA or Vancouver, you're going to be rewarded. And please, you can't use both. There's no way you can use both. You can either use APA or you can either use Vancouver. Please don't mix it up. Okay, you're going to lose points for mixing your references in one discussion. Fine, you can make a discussion for maybe a particular topic using APA, and maybe another topic you decide to use Vancouver. It's not a problem. You're not going to lose points for that. But you can't use two referencing formats in one discussion post. It causes confusion, even for the reader and for your students too. All right, so that's the first. The second one, if we notice that in your list of references, there are two or less referencing errors. Maybe you didn't cite them. You used, and there are some instances where you have like 10 references and we notice that maybe 8 of them were done properly. And the 9th and the 10th one, the student just went, copied the website and pasted there. That's not a reference format. So it's not going to be rewarded. So it means for that 2 you have posted, which does not align with the others, you're going to get 3 points. But if that unidentifiable reference format increases to 3 or more, you're going to get 2 points. And if we don't see any identifiable referencing style that we are recommending, which is the APA and the Vancouver, you're going to get 1 point. So please take your referencing seriously, because we're not only going to be needing appropriate referencing in the discussion forum, we are also going to be needing it when you will be submitting your final assignment, and you're going to be rewarded for good referencing. So it's an area, as an academic, as a student, as a scientist, you need to pay attention to from henceforth. So we have some netiquette basics, which are some set of classroom ethics that we expect you as students to maintain, because this is an academic environment, not a town hall meeting like I mentioned initially. So there are some ethics that we expect you to follow if you would be a successful student and you would, follow up with the program till the end with us. So the first one is you have to follow standard communication rules. All right, you have to avoid writing in all caps, utilizing text talk, text talks, those short slang, that we use in text message. You're not allowed to use them in a discussion forum. Curse words, maybe you didn't like what someone posted. It's not according to your own school of thought. It's not enough reason to begin to insult the person and make them feel like what they have posted is useless. That is not allowed at the public LU. All right, so please follow standard communication rules and avoid anything that will incorporate emojis, emoticons. You know them. You use, WhatsApp, you use the social media platforms. So please avoid these in the academic discussion forum. Second one is sarcasm. As much as you can, please avoid sarcasm. And what is sarcasm? It's simply the use of words that mean the opposite of what you really, want to say. And it can be demoralizing. It can be insulting. You know what they are, so I don't need to give you examples. So please avoid sarcasm. And finally, be respectful to one another. Like we say, my learned colleague, we are all learned colleagues in this forum, in this platform, and we want to stay that way. So we have to respect the views of everyone. We have to respond to each other's discussion forum with respect. Don't talk down on anyone. If you don't like the ideas, don't say anything. Post your own idea. It's an academic environment. You're allowed to share your thoughts. If a student posts something and you don't think the idea flows with your own philosophy, you don't need to counteract negatively what they have shared. Instead, you can add your own school of thought. And the student may go back to your school of thought and say, oh, okay, I think I like this school of thought. And they could learn from your own post. So let's respect one another. Take homes. So one, in the discussion forum, you gain insights through discussion amongst one another, reviewing one another's posts, learning from it, and also commenting. You improve your learning and work quality by sharing ideas among yourself, and two, your interaction with your tutors. You become better at the subject matter by preparing a post to make an insightful contribution to the forum. All the readings you do on the internet to be able to answer the question of the tutor makes you better, makes you increase your insight on that particular topic or subject. And finally, each post you make from the scoring criteria should attract 10 marks minimum to qualify you to submit a final assignment. This is why I said that you have to pay attention to the 4 criteria I have mentioned, because you have to score 10 marks minimum for each of your posts to qualify you to write the final assignment. However, if you score below these, you have the opportunity to improve your discussion and resubmit at least once. So you have one-time opportunity to make another discussion post so that you could improve on your grades. Thank you very much for listening to this first aspect of the discussion. So I would want to hear from you and also my colleagues if they have something to say in this first aspect.
Thank you, Felix, so much for this presentation. I know that it's really helpful for our students to know what they are going to be evaluated upon. I think it is important 2 things. Regarding the comment of Gilbert on the chat about referencing. You have a full session. It was 1 hour long, I think, on referencing styles and tools that can help you with referencing. So that you can check that video, we are going to post a link on the discussion forum where we posted this session with a recording of this one and the recording of the past session on referencing styles. This is really important.
Thank you, Valeria. And I think maybe we can proceed then, take the question at the end, right?
Yeah, we can proceed with the question from Rita. She asked about the specific courses and how many are expected to complete for qualifying for the dissertation. It is important to note that the amount of courses required to complete the program, it depends on when you enrolled on the program, when you took your first course, your first semester with us. So that is what changes. You can reach out to us privately by email, and we are going to let you know to which cohort you correspond and which courses you need to complete. But in essence, is the 8 synchronous courses. The Preparing to Study course, it is essential for everyone to complete. And for everyone that did the old version of the Preparing to Study course, it is highly recommended to take the new version of this course because it has changed significantly and now it has a lot of information on preparing discussions on critical thinking, which is a really important characteristic for a master's student, and any other skills required at the postgraduate level. So we recommend taking that course. You need to take 8 courses and then you are eligible, 8 synchronous courses and then eligible for the dissertation. But again, since it depends on which cohort you're enrolled in, we will need you to reach out to us to the help desk at support.mph@nextgenuorg and we will answer you.
Thank you, Valeria. Rita, I hope you're clear.
Now very clear, sir.
Okay, thank you, Rita. So we would progress to something else we would like to discuss today, and that is how to post to the discussion forum. So we wouldn't want to assume that you know how to do this. So we wanted to show you using a practical, example on how you can do this so that you wouldn't have to spend so much time, figuring this out for yourself. So I'm going to share my screen now. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so this is the dashboard, and we're assuming that when you log in as a student, this is where you would come to be. So when you get here, you can come to this path, which is the courses site homepage. If you click here, it could list that if your courses are not listed in the dashboard. Like for a new student, we are hoping, and also returning student, that when you come here, you would find the courses you have enrolled in on the dashboard here. All right, but peradventure they are not on the dashboard. If you click here, which is the courses site homepage, it will list the different courses. It shows you this. Then below here, you have the different categories. All right, we're in semester 22B. All right, so you can come and click here and it will open the different courses that you want to do if they are not already on your dashboard. So for those that will be taking the Preparing to Study course, this is where you're going to come to. The Preparing to Study course is not in the module semester. It's in a different place, which is here, because this part has the required introductory courses, and the Preparing to Study course is one of them. So I'm going to click here so that you can see the courses listed. All right, so I'm going to go here, the Public Health Basic Preparing to Study course. So Valeria had mentioned the importance of completing this. It's very important that you complete this, because that you're providing your certificate is the criteria for you to continue with the course. So please, if you have not completed the Preparing to Study course, please do well to complete it. So I'm going to use this as an example to show you how to post to the discussion forum. So every course has different topics. Okay, every course has different topic. So we have like topic 1 here, we have topic 2, we have topic 3, we have topic 4 in this case, then we have topic 5. Like most courses, then you have the final assignment, like most courses we have. So venture, you had, you know, you had started the course, and this is topic 1. You have the instructional goals for the course, which you need to read to give you an idea of the targets you need to hit. Then for you as a student, the learning objectives, your outcomes, the things that we hope you will go home with after taking these topics. Then you have this path where all the resources that you would need, you know, for the SLO, which is the learning outcomes, they would be here. So if you click here, you will be able to access the resources. Now, to make a post, you have, this is where you have to come to, all right, which is the discussion forum. Now, in the discussion forum, I'm going to click it now. The tutor usually makes a post here, all right? Like in this case now, when you open it, like in my own case now, I had welcomed the student. So when you open it, okay, this is what you will most likely see. You most likely see this page. I've welcomed the students. I've given first step, second step, and third step. And I've mentioned everything that I would require them to discuss about topic 1. So you had read all these, you had read the learning resource and the rest, and you want to contribute to this discussion. All you need to do, you come here, all right? You click reply. That is what you do first to be able to contribute to the discussion forum. So you click reply and it takes you here. Then you can now respond. My response to the discussion forum. Say all the things you want to say and you post to the forum. So the moment you click this forum, it goes. But I want you to appreciate that every post you make is not active until after 30 minutes. So if you had made a post and you realize that, oh, there's something I would have loved to add, but it's not there, you can actually delete it. Because when you make the post, it will show you that this post you have made will be live after 30 minutes, and you will see an option to delete. You will see an option like this that would say delete the post. Please do not check reply privately, because we are not expecting you to reply privately unless you want to send something you think is personal to the tutor, but we don't expect anything to be personal enough in this academic forum. All right, so issues like that, we can discuss it via email, but not in this platform, okay? So please do not check this, all right? If you want to send a message to the tutor that is personal and all that, please use the email and CC support so that we can follow up with your email and ensure that your inquiries are answered favorably. Also, if you don't just want to post here directly, you have written your answers in a Word document and saved in your computer, and you want to attach it, you can do so. All right. So how can that be done? You go to this part that says advanced. So you click on this advanced and you're going to see this. So here you can, instead of, typing, you can actually come here. You can drag that document from your desktop, from your download, wherever you saved it. You can just drag it and drop it here. The moment you drop it here, you can come down and post. Alternatively, if you don't want to drag and drop, you can still come here. Click on this part that says document add. Click on it, takes you to this portal. Then you click, choose file. Then it takes you to your computer. Then you can locate where that document is. Is it in your download? If it's not in your download, maybe it's in your desktop. If the file is not in your desktop, maybe it's in your documents. So wherever the file is, you locate it. You click on the file. Then you say open. Once you open, the file will come here. You will see the file here to show that it's already ready or waiting for upload. So you come down here and you click upload. So the moment you click upload, that file comes here. Then you can now post to the forum. All right? So you can now post to the forum. And I would like to say this. We have had situations where students want to make a post and they copied the wrong file. That's why for discussion forum, it's easy to just type in the forum. So if you have done the typing in your Word document, just copy it from the Word document and paste in the forum. There's no need going through the trouble of trying to attach the file. It's not really needed. Okay, yes, that is needed when you're submitting your final assignment. Of course, you're not going to put your final assignment on the forum. No, you're going to attach the document. But for discussion forum, there's no need, because certain times you may upload or attach the wrong file and you will not be graded for it. Then you will now be asked to make your final contribution. It's not really good. So please just have the habit of always posting directly on the discussion forum. So this is how you post to the discussion forum. I hope this is helpful. Thank you. I don't know if I missed anything. Valeria and Zubeda, please, I don't know if I missed any critical aspects to posting. You could please share.
Thank you, Felix. Yes, there are two things I would like to address. One is about the timing. What happens all the time is that you have 2 weeks to respond to the discussion forum, and usually students do it in the last 3 days. What is the issue with that? That if the post is graded on the last day, or let's say you have posted on a Saturday, so the tutor is going to see it on Monday, you no longer have the chance to post again and improve your grade because you didn't provide us with the time to grade you and be able to improve before the deadline is over. You can post as many times as you want until the deadline. After that, it's only in really special cases where students prove that they had like a major disease or issues in their communities. There are really special cases where we will admit that. But in general, nothing after the deadline. So you need to know that you need to post timely. This is really important. And about the attachments, we rather have any text to be posted in the discussion forum. So what do we need to do with the attachments? Only use them in the case that you really need to post something in an image. Let's say you need to post a video because sometimes we will ask for that, or a PowerPoint presentation, or you need to post screenshots because you were asked to do some literature review and we need to see your search criteria and you want us to send a screenshot. So that's okay. But it is preferred to put any text in the box for writing on the discussion forum. That would be it to complete Felix's presentation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Valeria. Okay, I think we would now have the room for some questions based on what we have shared. You have the opportunity to do so, please.
In the meantime, in the meantime that we have any questions, please raise your hand if you have. I would like to clarify that, as you know, on Monday we begin classes already. So for any discussion forums that are with tutor facilitated, please begin reading the content right away so that you can post timely. And for all activities that are peer activities, they are not facilitated by a tutor, but that doesn't mean we don't review them. We actually take a look at whatever you have posted. And if you don't post anything or you don't complete that activity, you are not going to be eligible for the final assignment. And we will have teaching assistants overlooking all this process. So please consider all these criteria for passing to the final assignment. And if there is any reason preventing you from this, if you are sent 1 week to a region that doesn't have internet or doesn't have power supply, let us know in advance and we will make accommodations. But if you let us know after, there's nothing we can do. So please take this into account. So now, any questions? Musa?
Good evening. My name is Abdul Majid Suleiman. I want to thank Dr. Felix and Dr. Valeria for taking their time to introduce us to this course. And also, I'm glad to learn together with colleagues all over the world. Number one is if, for example, I post like many posts in the discussion. So how is my mark going to be affected? Is it just going to be only one that will be choosing, or all of them are going to be considered? And then secondly, the other question is, one can go outside the resources that were.
Suleiman, I'm sorry, I didn't get to hear your second question. For your first one, the answer is all posts that you do on a discussion are considered on the grades. It's usually summative in the sense that we evaluate your first post and your first post is awarded an 8, let's say. So, but we see that you have responded to another person and that contribution is substantial to the discussion. So that's 3 or 4 other points to your 8 points that you had. So we evaluate all the posts that you did in a discussion. And the second question, if you could please post it on the chat so that I can respond it. Frances?
Okay, I'm asking concerning the prepare to study aspect. I did the quiz for the 5 topics, and I also participated in the discussion. But on my dashboard, it shows that I still have something else to do. It shows 50%, remaining 50%. So I don't know, is there anything or anyone I'm missing? Because all the quiz that I took showed that they showed my grades. So I'm not sure if I'm missing any aspects. I would like to know, please, so I can finish my prepare to study on time. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. It's important to note that all these issues sometimes are technical issues and that the support group can help you. So please email support.mph@nextgenu.org and Zobeida will be able to help you determine which is the error or is there any activity you're missing. And perhaps it's because you haven't done the final assignment. The final assignment has the 50% of the weight for the course. So that's perhaps what you're missing.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Valeria, for your contributions and for the relevant response. to the teachings. And Zubeda, thank you for standing by. Students, thank you for coming to this, I call it open day. I don't know why, but we're happy to have you, and we're happy that you could join us. And we look forward to enjoying your academic pursuit at PHU, and we see you succeed. Thank you very much. And we hope you will join us in class on Monday. Thank you.